Hi, hello, and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So first off, I want to start off today with saying my hair is really messed up because I just woke up, but that rhymes actually. We have a podcast coming up in a few hours today. Actually, I think like an hour and a half from this video going live. If you guys want to know where to find the podcast, I'm going to link it in the description down below. It is going to be at Xenoside Genius's stream, which is also my roommate. For people who are on the podcast, it's going to be myself, Ziggy D, and Xenoside as the host with guest star Mathil. And you can catch pretty much all of it, like I said, on his stream. It's pretty. The podcast, for those of you guys who don't know, is just a bunch of us friends, you know, talking together, talking about the community of PoE, you know, helping to get, you know, just spread awareness of Path of Exile. You know, it's just a lot of fun, really. You'll see. Just come on and hang out, and you'll see if you enjoy it or not. But on a side note, I want to talk about my thoughts on the 1.3 patch and Bloodlines in general. So first off, I'd like to state that it's been a lot of fun. You know, I've had a lot of fun in Bloodlines. It's probably the most competitive I've ever, I guess you could say, raced before. I started racing with Shag and Xeno. Was doing okay. And then I got to about level 35 or so, around Dominus normal, I think. And then I just had to break away because I was going at a really quick pace. So I started going, you know, solo pretty much, and I went so fast solo that I almost caught up with the #1 group. I was probably like 3 minutes behind them, 2 minutes behind them in progression, going solo. So I killed Dominus. I killed Cruel Dominus about 2 minutes before them. And I was like, damn, I was so close. You know, if I just sped up some things, I could have gotten it. But I did make an achievement for myself. Despite me being solo and people being groups, I still, you know, I persevered. And I know I'm not good when it comes to map layouts because I just don't, you know, I'm just too lazy to learn them. I just don't focus on it. But I told myself, you know what? Sins is a really easy place. I can get some good EXP in Sins. So with a 2-link, because that's how my build works, for leveling, all I had is Fire Trap and Proliff. That's it. Nothing else was linked aside from my aura, which was requires clarity and purity of elements. So with a 2-link, I was EXPing so fast, I like broke the barrier and hit #1 for about an hour, I want to say. I just kept farming Sins, and it felt so good for the first time to be like, Pohx has been the first one to reach level 60. Pohx has been the first one to reach like 61. Pohx has been the first person to reach 62. And I was like, yes! I'm like, this is so cool. But then, of course, you know, I had to actually progress through the game to get to maps. And when you're not farming, you're progressing, you're typically not going as fast. So I fell behind and went to like top 8 or something. Then I started getting into maps, and I had the most beautiful RNG in the world. In that one day of 18 hours, I found a Drill Neck, a Cloak of Defiance, and a Tabula Rasa. I was like, well, let's put this Cloak of Defiance on and go. And my character was like amazing. I was, you know, top 8, and then I'm like, you know what? Time to map. Let's go. Let's do it. And I broke all the way back to #2, and I was like, the difference between #2 and #1 was like half of a map. Like, I was catching up on him so fast. I was just speeding through all content. You know, I had like 5,000 effective life 18 hours into the game, which I think was really good. You know, I was like 3-shotting most bosses. I would just fire trap. You know, like I'd throw the fire trap, and then it's flammability, LA weakness, and then flame switch, dead, and then move on. And that's like the map boss. And I'm just speeding through everything. And then I found my arch enemy. For those of you guys who don't know, it happened again. I died from a strongbox. Strongbox was very OP. So what happened in this scenario in Bloodlines, for those of you guys who don't know, I probably should explain this at the beginning. Bloodlines is kind of like Nemesis, but I like it a lot more because blue packs are very valued in this game. Blue packs are the reason why I hit #2 and #1. That's the reason why. There's no other reason why. That's why when you see blue packs, you have to kill them, or else there's, yeah. So essentially what happened was, it was a 68 white map, and I opened the box with 3 blue mobs, and I just opened it without putting traps down because I had a crit proliff. Crit proliff means that it's going to do a lot of damage, it's going to insta-kill most things, and in about 1.5 seconds of me opening the box, probably less, maybe like a full second, maybe even less than that, I don't know, I like instantly died. And the reason why is the Bloodline pack that spawned. Remember, Bloodlines are all shared between blue packs. So a pack of blue Bloodlines will all do the same thing, another pack will all do the same thing, and etc. And it spawned at least 1 pack of blue Bloodline mobs, which does Merville's Hailstorm. Now, normally this isn't bad because when you're running through and you're looking at mobs, they all start casting it. But when everything spawns immediately, they all do it at the same time. So I had God knows how many stacks of this just all fall at the same time, barrage me, and instantly kill me. And that video is, you can see if you just look through my YouTube. I guess I can link it below, or I'll link it up here. I don't know where. You can see it there. And I don't mind the death. You know, it was a lot of fun. I was sad. I wasn't mad or anything. I was sad because I was having so much fun. Not with the character. Don't get me wrong. I was having fun racing. Like, I didn't even look at that as a build. You know how a lot of people are like, oh man, I have a 5-link Cloak of Defiance, I'm so mad I just ripped it. It has nothing to do with that. Like, I was having so much fun in the competitive side of Path of Exile, and I was upset that I lost the competitive side. So I'm going to try to get back now. I'm going a little slow right now, but I'm going to be back in that top 10. I'm going to make it happen. But if you want my personal thoughts on it, I really do feel that that skill needs to be tweaked. Because, you know, a lot of people can say, you know, well, you're silly, you should have lightning warped, you should have done this, you should have done that. But in the end result, I'll go back to what I said before. It's a white 68 map. Justifiably, I died, that's fine. But if you were to try to lightning warp that in a level 78 map with a monster damage mod, if you didn't lightning warp it perfectly, one set of, like, one tick from it would kill you. So if 6 mobs spawn, and 6 of them use it at the same time, which they will, and it just clips you as you're warping, you'll die before you warp. It's gonna happen. It would happen. So I feel that they should, there's multiple things they can do to incorporate this. For example, if you look at the Strongbox mods, everything has a delay on it. Ice Nova, you open it, you wait a second, it goes off. Detonate Dead, you click it, you wait a second, it goes off. Explosion, you click it, you wait a second, it goes off. So they could incorporate, you know, I'm just saying my opinion, of course. They could incorporate a delay if they choose to. That's an option. I thought one of the best things they could do towards it, because they changed this with Rima. If you guys played an Invasion, Rima could off-screen people with her rain, and same with Chaska. Chaska's rain was like insta-killing people, and they toned it down because, like, it's not fun when you instantly die and you can't do anything about it. For the most part. I mean, if you get yourself in the scenario like I did, you know, I have no right to say it. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, they could change the mechanic up so you can open boxes again and not have the fear of always getting one shot by, like, anything. So, oh, whoops, sorry, I was reading Skype. So what I was saying is, if you guys know, like, Crematorium Boss, Fire Fury puts Firestorms, and they hit really hard. But they last like 25 seconds. So that's what they could do for the mob, is each mob's hailstorm could last like 25 seconds, and each one casts a different one at a different time. So within like a 1.5 or a 0.5 second interval, each one can cast it, and you'll just have these hailstorms all over the screen. And I think that'd be a little bit more interesting. That's, of course, my opinion. I'm not a game dev. You know, I don't know how the mechanics work. You know, well, I mean, I know a bit of how the mechanics work, but you guys get what I mean. That's pretty much it. I hope to see you guys there. I'll be streaming right after the podcast as well. I'm going to hit maps today on my character. Going to get right back into it, and I'm super excited to get there. So, hope you guys had a wonderful day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I guess you'll hear more of my thoughts towards the podcast, because, or on the podcast, because that's what this video is for, really, is for shouting out for the podcast. Yep, that's pretty much it. There's a couple other things that I dislike, but of course, like I said, this will be all in the podcast. So if you guys want to check it out, look in the description below. Of course, my rip's gonna be in there. You can just go on my stream as well and type !rip. It'll pop up for you for the video, and this will all be hosted on Xenocide Genius's stream for the podcast for the following 3 hours. So feel free to stop by and check his stream out. So hope you guys had a wonderful day. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.